Good morning. Today we are on our second lesson in our math binder, Po2. It is a PO, so that means it is a power objective. So this is super important. Adding and subtracting integers. Remember from yesterday, those integers can be positive or negative numbers. Right? So adding and subtracting those negative numbers gets tricky. We've been adding and subtracting positive numbers for years now. It's the negative numbers that throw us for a loop. Okay? So we're going to go through how we add and subtract those negative numbers. So when we do addition, it means we are moving to the right on a number line. So what do you think subtraction means? If adding is moving to the right, what's subtracting? Liam? Moving to the left on the number line. When it comes time for us to take the test, I am going to tell you, draw a number line on your help sheet. It will help you. And then we're going to put adding, we go to the right, subtracting, we go to the left. Right? I did it with a picture instead of having to write all those words. I just put the addition sign, arrow going to the right, so I remember if I add, I move to the right, and if I subtract, I move to the left. It's an easier way to remember. We still have to write out all the words for the definition, but we're also seeing just with our arrows. Adding, we go to the right, subtracting, we go to the left. So I'm going to scroll up so you'll be able to see my number line easier. So look at our next section. Adding or subtracting with negative numbers leads to many mistakes. The key is to not go too fast. Use that number line. Instead, really think about where am I starting on the number line. My first number is where on the number line. If I'm adding, I'm going to jump to the right. If I'm subtracting, I'm going to jump to the left. So which direction is that operation telling me to go? So in this empty space right here, we're going to make a number line ranging from negative 20 to a positive 20. I always put arrows on my number lines because it's just a reminder that numbers go on forever. Right in the middle, I'm going to put a 0. And then instead of having to put all the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm just going to skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, negative 5, negative 10, negative 15, negative 20. I erased it already from up above, so I'm going to put my little help. If I add, I go to the right. If I subtract, I go to the left. If you need to count all of your jumps, don't do the skip count, right? So if we need to count each number, we could do 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this would be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. I don't have to write all the numbers, but I know that those are the numbers that these lines stand for. Negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, 9, 11, negative 12, negative 13, negative 14. negative 16, negative 17, negative 18, negative 19. So I can put those lines right in there. So that way I can actually count out how many jumps I have to do to get to my new number. So the first thing you do is you find your first number on the number line. Sometimes, if it's something like 7 plus 3, they're two positive numbers. We've done that math before. 7 plus 3, we probably know off the top of our head. Who can tell me what 7 plus 3 is? Hudson? 10. So I don't need to use the number line for that one, right? Because I knew that one. And that's okay. We can do mental math sometimes when it's stuff that we're really comfortable with. 19 minus 12, some of us can do that in our head. Some of us might want to find 19 on our number line. So 19 would be right here, right before the 20. I'm subtracting, so I'm going to count to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I ended up right here, which is 5, 6, 7. So I know 19 minus 12 is 7. Now I'm getting to my negative numbers. Now I get to where it's a little more confusing. So my first number is negative 3. Oops. My calibration isn't quite on. Negative 3. So I go up here and I find where negative 3 is. So I start at the 0 and I go 1, 2, 3. Negative 3 is right here. Now I'm going to add 6. What direction on the number line am I going to go, Kylie? I'm going to go to the right. How many jumps to the right do I have to go, James?
6.
6, because I'm adding 6. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I end up right here. So then I count it out. That's 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So negative 3 plus 6 is 3, a positive 3. Do you see how I got that positive 3? So you always find your first number on the number line. You look at what operation you're doing. Am I adding and jumping to the right? Or am I subtracting and jumping to the left? Then you look at your second number. How many jumps do I have to do? Let's do one more together. We're going to start at positive 16, which is 1 after the 15. I'm subtracting. Am I going to go to the left or to the right? Okay. To the left. So my subtracting, the arrow goes that way, so I know I'm going to go that way. How many jumps do I have to do, Emma? 18. So I'm going to jump it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I ended up right here. So I go back and I say, okay, this is 0, 1, 2. So my answer, is it 2? James?
It's negative 2 because it's below the 0.
Negative 2 because I went to the left of the 0. So don't forget, if you're ending up on the left side of the 0, you have to put that negative sign. James?
What I sometimes do is like, I subtract 18 by 16, and if it's 0, I just add 2 negative 2 because it's lower than 0.
And that is great number sense. That works because you're getting the right answer. Some of us are able to do that math in our head. A lot of us, it's still new for us working with those negative numbers. We're not confident, so we double check it with the number line. So for the directions here, it says, check your answer by using an arrow to indicate which direction on the number line you went. So 7 plus 3, what way did I go? I went to the right, so I have to put that, that's a big arrow. I have to put that arrow saying I go to the right on the number line. Our next one with an answer of 7, we subtracted. What way should my arrow point to, Adeline? Left. Here I'm adding, so I'm going to the right. Here I subtracted, I go to the left. So, using the arrow to indicate which way you're going. I will be looking for those on the homework tomorrow. Make sure you put your arrow on there, okay? Any questions on how to complete these problems? All right, we do have a second page. So I'm going to erase and scroll up so we can look at the directions for our second page. Basically the same thing, except this time, instead of them giving us the actual equation, they're giving us the words. So we have to read our word problems, Lila. We have to read our word problems to make sure that we know what our equation is. So we're going to write down the equation from the word problem and then find the answer. So you log on to your online bank account and track your activity over the weekend. You started with $15 and you spent $8. Then you spent, or you deposited $2. You spent $14. You spent $3. You deposited $19 and you spent $4. How much is in your bank account now at the end of the weekend? Luckily, none of the transactions have officially gone through yet, so you don't get any penalties if you went in the negative, because it's over the weekend. So if we go negative, we're okay, and hopefully we're ending in the positives. So there are a lot of steps to this word problem. So we start with $15. So I'm going to write my 15, and I spent 8. So do you think I'm going to add or subtract? Emma? Subtract. Can I do 15 minus 8 in my head?
Yes.
If you want to draw that number line on top to help, well actually we're going to draw a number line because we're going to need to use it. So I'm going to draw my number line right here. I know I definitely need a 15. I'm going to put my 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I can use that. 15 minus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what this is going to be, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 5. So 15 minus 8, I landed here, which is 7. So now I'm going to start to 7. I deposited $2. If I'm depositing $2, what math am I doing? James?
Adding.
I'm adding to my bank account. So depositing is adding. So I'm going to add $2. So I'm going to go up 2. Now I'm here. What is 7 plus 2? 9. Okay, so now I'm going to spend $14. What math do I do if I'm spending $14? Lila? I'm subtracting. So I need to subtract 14. So I'm going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a 9, I need to add down here into my negative numbers. So I'm going to add on to that number line because I'm dipping down into negatives. So I was at 9 when I was at the 0, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now I'm at negative 5. So if I'm at negative 5 and I spend $3, am I going to add or subtract? Adeline? Subtract. So I'm spending $3. So I'm right here and I'm going to the left because I'm subtracting 1, 2, 3. That is a negative 8. Oh goodness, I do not have enough money in my bank account. But now, I realized I spent too much money and I need to add $19. So I was at negative 8 and I add $19. So am I going to go to the left or to the right? To the right, right, Hudson. We're going to the right, so I'm going to count out 19 starting at the negative 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I'm ending at a positive 11. And then I spent $4. So 11, add or subtract?
Subtract.
Subtract. So now I was right here at I was right here at 11. Right. Oh, this is 10. So this is my 11. So I go back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 minus 4 is 7. And that's where I ended. So that is my final answer. I ended with $7 in my bank account. So when you get a big problem like this, break it into each step. Okay, where am I adding? Where am I subtracting? James?
Do we have to do the number line? Okay.
If you just can do the math, you can just do the math. If we find that you're getting the wrong answer without using a number line, I'm going to say we need to use the number line. Okay? Some of us, like I said, are comfortable adding and subtracting with those negative numbers. Some of us are not there yet, and that's okay. Right? Number lines are a perfectly fine thing to use. I'm going to tell everybody to put it on your help sheet so you remember to check your answers when it comes time for the test to make sure we don't make simple mistakes. So each of these word problems, you are going to look to see, am I adding, am I subtracting, what are my steps? Go through every single step. There were a lot of steps in this first one. Right? We had to do lots of back and forths. Right? Check to see, do I have to do those back and forths in the next word problems? So we have 3 word problems you're going to work on your own. And then it says write an expression using addition or subtraction. An expression doesn't have an equal sign to it. That's an equation. So an expression is just we're adding or subtracting these 2 integers. You don't have to give me the answer because that's what the solution is. The solution of 9 means the 2 integers I give with the adding or subtraction will equal 9. Who can give me an expression that would have a solution that would equal 9? Bridget?
7 equals 2.
Yeah. 7 plus 2. Okay, we have other ones? Bennett?
18 minus 9.
18 minus 9. Who can challenge themselves to use a negative number? Lila?
Negative 9 plus 18.
Negative 9 plus 18. All of those would answer the problem. So if we're up for the challenge, challenge yourself to work with some negative numbers. If you're like, ooh, I'm just figuring it out, I'm not quite there, I want to make sure I get it right, do one of the first ones that comes to your mind. Bridget?
How many equations do you have to do? Just one?
Right, and expression, so that means just one. I gave us multiple examples. You only have to give one. James?
Can we do 19 to negative 9 plus 20 minus
You're only going to use one addition or one subtraction
Okay.
for this. It's a good question. Adeline? Yeah. Negative 1 plus 19 would, wait. No, negative 1 plus 19 would equal 18. Right? Because we only, so if we're at negative 1 and we jump forward 19, we would end at 18. And we want to end at 9. So if you did negative 1, what would you add? 10. Yep. Negative 1 plus 10 would equal 9. Any other questions? Great, so this is our homework, finishing up that front page and working on this back page. We have about 10 minutes of work time. Again, we are not rushing through if we don't finish its homework. Make sure you do all of the directions. Remember on that front page, you have to put the arrow. Did I go to the left or did I go to the right? So you have to have that to get full credit. Do the whole back page. If you finish, you're gonna work on some of that math packet. I know I haven't made the video with us yet. I know there is one page that we need to know formulas. Right? I will go through that with us. You'll just skip it and I will go through it. I will definitely do it with us by Friday, because Friday is a work day for us. It's a Khan Academy day and it's a work day, so I'm gonna start class out with making that video. So we get that in there and then we will have our work time. Alright, so plug away at the math packet for the ones that you can do. Some of us came up and asked me questions and I can answer simple questions, but if it's I need to explain a lot, we're just gonna wait for the video. So come check with me if you have questions on that. If you are watching this video at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.